Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. You're watching In Deep on the Delta. This is the weekly Delta fishing report for the week of July 14th. I'm going to start off by giving a shout out to my buddy Tyson. Tyson is a friend of the show. He went up to Maloney's and got his PB this week, 9.6 pounds. Got it on 6-pound test fishing a tube. So I want to give a shout out to Tyson. Good job, Tyson. He also sent a report, and Tyson's always sending me reports, so he's one of the guys that I have to thank routinely for sending me all the reports. Now, his report this week was from Maloney's. He's been up there a couple of times. Said the fishing's good. He's getting decent numbers of fish, and obviously he got that one really big fish. So if you want to change the scenery, go up to Maloney's and you'll have some pretty decent fishing up there. We'll get right into water conditions here on the Delta. Same old. Central Delta is about 80-degree temperatures, maybe even a little more. The water daytime temperatures have been over 100, so that might perk up, even up above 80. Visibility 4 to 8 or 10 feet. I talked to Alan Fong. He has been out fishing Liberty and the North Sacramento up in there. Water temperatures up there are creeping up 70. I think he got 76 degrees. Still catching fish. His last trip out for stripers, he got about, I think it was 10 or 12 fish, all keepers. So for some reason, even with the warmer water temperatures, the stripers are still out in the Delta. I've seen a huge increase in the small stripers here in the Central Delta. They're all out chasing fry or shad. They're only about 10 or 12 inches, but man, they seem to be all over, and they're popping up, chasing bait all over out here. So if you're still interested in stripers, you can come out here and catch some fish. I think for the big schools coming in a month or two, that's when you're going to have to wait to get the really good fishing, but they're still out here. All right, largemouth bass. Couple tournaments. I'll talk briefly about those tournaments to give you an idea what the tournament guys did. I want to start off by, I'll give Wayne, another friend of the show, a big shout out. He fished in the California Bass Nation Frog Only tournament out of Paradise Point. And I believe he said he had 50-60 boats, something like that. Fishing was tough. Frog only. I'm sure they didn't get out super early. They didn't get to fish the night bite. Very tough fishing for a lot of guys, but hey, guess what? Wayne ended up with first place, big fish. He had a 20.75 inch fish, probably right around that 6.5, maybe 7 pound fish. So Wayne, congratulations. Thanks for the report, but unfortunately most of the guys that were fishing that tournament had a pretty tough time of it. BBT also had a 2-day tournament, and they have their short tournaments. I think the first day it was like 7 to noon, and second day, or excuse me, noon to 6 or 7. Second day was safe light to noon. So short days. They had tough fishing. The winner had almost 40 pounds, had one 20-pound bag and one just a little under, but the next guy in line was about 10 pounds below him. It only took about 12.5 pounds each day to cash a check. I think 24 pounds for 2 days ended up in 10th place, which was the last check that they cashed. Midway through that, guys that were right around 40, they were getting like around 8 or 9 pounds a day. So they had tough fishing. Again, they didn't fish that first light bite, or they really didn't get to stay out. So they fished some very difficult tides and had a tough time. With that being said, the tides are perking up. We have a full moon coming up. Since the weekend, I have been doing much better. All the reports that I've been getting, the guys are saying that the fish are much more aggressive. So instead of the worms and drop shots and slower moving baits, this week it's all been, and I know last week I told you chatterbaits just weren't working for me. They're working for a lot of people. Took Nathan out Saturday. We were out before the BBT. We actually had pretty decent luck very early in the morning. Nathan got about a 4-pound fish on just green punk and chatterbait. I caught a couple of fish on chatterbait. So chatterbaits are back on my schedule, along with lipless. So, you know, think about crankbaits, lipless, and chatterbaits this week. The fish are getting more and more active, probably because of the tide. You still want to keep a frog and a punch set up on, and I believe, don't take this to the bank, but the word was the guys that won the tournament for BBT were punching, so they got their bigger fish punching. So punching and frogging every day on the Delta this time of year. You got to keep those going. I have been throwing a lot of the Mikey and big poppers like this guy here, early and late. I'm going to pull a fish out that I got this morning. You guys know that I don't keep fish in the live well very long. It's about 7 o'clock this morning. I got this one about 6:30. He took this fish that I'm going to show you. It took a Mikey, and I just want to talk about how these bigger fish are attacking the baits a little more aggressive now, and I want to show you this fish real quick before I release it, and I want to talk to you about one thing here. Okay, this guy was 7 pounds. The mouth on him, when I first saw him, I thought that fish was going to be a 10-pound fish. You can see it's a little light in the belly. I'm going to put him back right now. And he's in great shape. He's going to live. Like I said, I caught him about a half an hour ago, just before I filmed the report. But I've been talking all along about these bigger females starting to recover, and that's one of the ones that I've been talking about. Good shape, not all beat up, they've recovered, but they're light. They haven't really, I was hoping that fish would be 8.5 pounds when I saw his mouth when I put him in the net, but turned out to be 7 pounds. So those type of fish there, those 6-7 pounders, they're going to start feeding, and they are starting to feed. I got a couple right around 5 last night, and the bigger fish are coming out and they're moving. But for your best chance of getting those fish, you're really going to want to get out at first thing in the morning, fish till about 7:30. I'm filming the report today. It's 7:30 because my bite just died off. Or if you can make it out and stay till about 10 o'clock in the evening, you're going to do pretty well. Fishing is good I mean, they're on points, they're on rocks, they're on sparse tules, they're in troughs. The fish are all over. You just have to move around and find them. You have to be persistent. I will be talking about, I think next week I will upload a video, and we're going to talk about the change of light bite. We'll cover the morning bite and the afternoon bite, or the evening bite. And after that, I'm going to try to do a video on fishing low tide. Nobody likes fishing low tide. It's not, you know, the best time to be out here, but fish can be caught, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents and share some of the information with you on how I fish low tide and how every now and then I am successful fishing low tide. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have a report to give, and I'm hoping you guys do, because I think we're going to have some big fish come in, send them to scooper9561032@gmail.com. Hey, send me a report. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Everybody tells me I'm supposed to say that. I don't know why, but heck, do it just for the heck of it if you haven't been doing it. Anyhow, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.